He has sold more records in more languages than any musical artist in history. Julio Iglesias has sold 160 million albums. These days, he globetrots in his private jet, cruises the waters on his personal yacht, and he divides his time in any one of his 5 homes. But life has not always been so glamorous. When he was 19, he was injured in an auto accident that left him paralyzed. He was told then by doctors that he would never walk again, but he picked up a guitar and became a singer. He proved them wrong and went on to become an international star, and we're very pleased to have him here with us. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's great to see you again.
Thank you very much. There's so many things.
Well, I mean, life has been good to you.
It has been good to me. Has been always a balance between good and bad.
Yeah.
I used to have 5 homes.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I don't have 5 homes.
Yeah.
I don't even have one. I have places,
right.
not homes.
So only one home is in Miami, and the other places are just places?
No, I have a place in Miami where I stay most of the time, and another place in Argentina just to take holidays sometime. I don't have so many places.
Yeah.
I used to have more when that's my time to sell, not to buy anymore.
Yeah. Why? In other words, less is more? You want to reduce possessions?
You know, when you start your life and you start to, life is generous with you, you want to buy everything. And
yeah.
after is a moment that you want to sell everything. So I want even to sell. I would like to be more free, to sell everything. So I have to pay lights, to have to pay just free. Yeah. The hotels rooms. I think it's the best place for me now.
Do you really?
I think so.
Yeah. Now, I'm not interested too much in this, but I mean, you formerly married, you divorced
yes.
a long time.
Yeah.
You got 3 kids, right? Are they in the music business or not?
No.
They're all in business or?
Chaveli, which is my daughter, she has a talk show. She likes to.
Oh, the Spanish language.
The Spanish language.
Yeah, right.
And Julio and Enrique, they are normal kids. They are growing up in the university, great kids, natural kids, very disciplined. Yeah. I'm very proud of the kids.
What do they
want? They study business administration, and Enrique is starting the university in Miami now. So they are growing up. Still, they are that class of age. Then I don't think they know really what they want. But they are very sporty kids.
Yeah.
And very disciplined, which is the exactly word.
What do you enjoy most about your success?
The people, the light. The eyes, to reach the eyes so quickly. It's a way for me now then I'm addicted so strong, then if I don't reach them, that's why I'm here. That's why I go to every place they invite me, because I need that feeling to reach the people so quickly, to go to places then you never expect, and go to the airport and suddenly you look at them and they look at you and they say hello. And you go on the stage and they give you energy. This is the most fascinating life I ever imagined. Means I never expected in my life until I started 25 years ago. Too late. The success of the lights, the success of the people, the feeling of go on a stage and suddenly to have that energy comes and make you younger and make you like a survivor, and your blood runs in your body. When I look at you, I think it's the same thing for you, because I've seen you for years and years, and you still don't give up. Means that you need the same thing than me. Yeah. It's a way to communicate with them so quickly. Well, I remember when I was younger, to reach the eyes of someone took me months. And I used to pass through the streets and nobody put attention. Suddenly, you go to any place and they say, hello, Julio, how are you? And you feel like they give you to it, like it make you more alive. Means I don't understand anymore another life.
I remember talking to you before you became big in America. You were already big in Spain and other places in Europe and in Asia. And you were talking about coming to America and really making it, and you clearly did. And then you went on to do the duets with Willie Nelson and others, and Donna, and what's her name?
Dolly Parton?
No, this is Dolly Parton's in here, right?
Yeah.
Dolly Parton's in here, but there was another one you did with...
and Diana Ross?
Diana Ross, that's who I was thinking about, yeah. Are there any other goals for you to accomplish? I mean, is there something that has not yet been achieved for you as an artist?
You know, I can't stop to learn. I can't stop to add more imagination in my music. In this situation of the music today, if you don't challenge your life every day, you're dead. People expect from you every day more, and that's why I'm here, to tell them that I'm still surviving, then I have something to give them.
Yeah.
Then I've been working in this album, in this language, which is not easy for me. Then I want to survive. So you asked me if I had still more things to accomplish.
Yeah.
I hope so. I have to learn.
It's more than survival.
It's a need. It's a need. If I...
For the adulation?
No, more than that.
For the...
It's like an addiction without cure.
What?
Means, if I, for example, doing my album, I imagine the people like it. I'm in love with what I'm doing. I get in love with the process of a year working, and suddenly the delivery is coming. And I start to have that depressions and obsessions to think if the record company is going to deliver it in a good way, if they like it, they don't like it, the people are going to say yes, they're going to say no. So in that moment, all physical and psychical, I became that class of guys then is completely lonely, thinking if they're going to accept or not accept. So that's all my life. I mean, what else I had to do? I don't have to do anything else. I want to be in my house fishing.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that.
Never,
No,
never.
yeah.
And also is the most important thing that ever happens in my life.
How many albums a year?
This, normally I do 4 or 5 albums
Yeah.
when I do the French, the Italian, the German, the Portuguese, and the Spanish, but it's a compilation.
But it's all
of-
the same songs? Or,
Yes.
Yeah, so you...
That's different because it's just the basic album in Spanish, and after with the translation in different languages takes 6-7 months. To do an album in English, I have much more compromise because the phrasing is different, the attitude of the music is different, the culture is different, doesn't belong naturally to me. So I have to really get concerned, and it takes a year for me, a year in the studio. Nobody put the lights, nobody make interviews.
What is it that we don't understand about the notion of being an international superstar, you know, an artist that commands an audience around the world? What's difficult about it? What is the hardest part of it?
That is not hard for me. It means I was born through the music at 25 years old, and I developed that passion more and more, and now it's a natural thing. It means it's not something that I had to develop. It's nothing that I had to get concerned. It's something that I have to deliver, but not to develop.
Yeah. Let me take you back to that time, because you and I have talked about it before, but many people know the story, but some don't. You were injured in the hospital. Prognosis was not good. And then you, because of your father was there with you, by your side. As I remember, he was a gynecologist. He was a physician, right?
He's a physician, yes.
Yeah, and he was there, and he brought you a guitar.
Yeah, it was a friend of him, yes.
Yes. What happened there? I mean, and tell me what you went through and how that changed your life.
Well, I know that you are a knowledge can distinguish exactly what was my injury. I had a car accident and I have a compression in the nerve system.
Right.
So it took 10 hours in operation to make it, to take all the blood, was compressed my nerves. And I was for 2.5 years in the full recuperation. And during the time, I couldn't move my hands. And I was all completely paralyzed in a paraparexia, which is not paraplegia, paraparexia. So they gave me the guitar to start to move my hands.
To exercise your fingers.
Exercise my fingers.
Yeah.
I never played guitar in my life, so I started through a book to put my fingers in the harmonies. I started to write little songs for, yes, my father and my mother used to listen all the time. And through that harmonies in my brains, I started to develop an attitude for music. And through the 2.5 years without going to the university, I started to develop that harmonies, to write the songs.
Yeah, what was that first song that you wrote that was successful in England?
Oh, in English? No, I never had success in English.
Yeah,
I was only in Spanish.
In Spanish, what was the song that was...
La vida sigue igual was my first song. And
translated is?
Life's always the same.
Oh, that's right.
And it was a time then I never in my life was doing these things to be a professional. And you know, you start to your mother. Your mother said, "Oh, I like the song." After is your father. After is your friends.
Yeah.
After is, and you start to develop that idea that maybe you can be a singer. So I went to England to study 3 months of English in Cambridge. I came back in July '68, and it was a contest in Spain for new artists. And so I introduced my song to the company, record company, and said, "Okay, I don't think you can reach the song because you are not a singer, but we have singers that can do the song." So I said, "It's okay." So 3 nights before the contest, the guy who's supposed to sing my song has a hepatitis. So the record company said, "You have to go."
Do your song.
And I went to the contest, and I was lucky because I won the contest. And through that moment, you know, you start the next day, for the first time, you listen your voice in the radio, and you start to change the radio by radio, just to reach more your song. And in that moment,
Yeah.
you understand for the first time that you are a prisoner of that.
You're prisoner of.
Of that impact that makes your voice in the radio, you know, to feel and to go to the
Loving the
streets.
sound of your own voice. and your
Something
own
like this.
song.
It's a little masochist because you go radio by radio and you don't listen. You want more radio, you call the radios, and after the record company say you need more records. After the people in the street, they start to tell you one of them, "Oh, you are the guy of La Vida Sigue Igual," and you say, "Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And so you start to look to the other ones to see that you reach the eyes also. So it's like you can't survive again without that eyes. And that's what happens to me.
And when I began this and talked about and introduced you, because of everybody always writes about, they always write about you, the personal story, and secondly, which you just recited, they also always talk about the lifestyle and how wonderful it is. And they also talk about all the women who adore you, you know, and what a great life that is for you. Yet you seem to be, when I mentioned at the beginning the yachts and all of that, to pull away from that. I mean, is it because you genuinely sort of recoil from that sense of that image that you have?
I've been the last 6, 7 years of my life try to accomplish in the people much more the idea of the deepness of my work and the challenge of my professional life. Naturally, they know that success has accomplished also a material life, which is to have houses and to have commodities, like you know. But the reality is I will change, and I'm able to do it, everything I have for the idea to have people until the end. The offer in my life who can make my life excited is the offer of a lot of people, a lot of success and love with them. I don't have any more yachts. I have a place when I stay most of the time when I have freedom. I have a plane, it's true, because they bought me a plane. I have to tell that you bought me a plane, and it makes it sleep.
Who bought your plane?
The people there.
Yeah, because they come and buy your albums and buy your... do you have any fears? What do you fear the most?
Fears? What means fears?
Fear, do you worry about anything?
I worry about the relation between my brains and my heart, and the relation between my brains and my feet. To accomplish a perfect relation until the end, it doesn't be able to quit, it doesn't give up.
Yeah.
And that relation then now is in full power because I react much more.
So, I mean, is there a time, you know, we see a lot of people that find it very hard to let go. Frank Sinatra is one example. The Rolling Stones are about to have another tour.
Yes.
After they said that, you know, the one thing they would never be is, you know, rock and roll stars after they were at a certain age, and they're way past that age now, both Mick and Keith and the rest of them.
I understand that.
When you understand that need to keep
Perfectly.
going, and you can't let go,
Yeah.
and when Frank Sinatra's in his 70s and he's out there and...
I not only I understand, I applaud.
Even if the voice is not quite as good or the step is not quite as good for Mick, keep doing it.
You know, the voice is just a way to survive. The style is the deepness of us. So when the style is there, the voice is secondary. Means we are not sellers of
Yeah.
voices, we sell of styles.
You sell style.
Styles. And Frank Sinatra has a deep style until 200 years more from now. And also Rolling Stone. I understand Mick Jagger. That need to go on a stage because it looks like he preferred to die on a stage than on the bed.
And you've said that yourself.
Of course.
You prefer to die on stage.
A million times. It's the most beautiful death in the world.
Has anybody ever died on stage that I know of?
A lot of people, even they die in the bed after because I've been in the stage too strong.
Yeah.
I think it's a physical thing because to die on a stage means that you can die on your bed, but the next day.
All right. The album is Crazy. You will be appearing at Radio City June 1st through June 5th for people in the New York area. It's great to see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thanks,
Thank you very much.
Julio Iglesias, we thank you for joining us this evening. Look forward to seeing you again tomorrow night. See you then.